Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the latest issue of White Dwarf magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course drop a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys, and it goes an absolute massive way to help the channel too. Now, with this issue of White Dwarf magazine, issue number 472, we get some Grand Tournament secondary objective cards for Flashpoint Nachmund. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it may be, who knows, which are just these here, and you get quite a few. You get 3 lots of pullouts essentially for them, which I've already taken mine off for perforation, but yeah, pretty cool, something different, and you know, they do like to give away their cards and all that type of stuff with good old White Dwarf, don't they, at the moment. So yeah, pretty cool stuff, and at least it's a freebie to start off the year as well. Now, let's jump into the magazine. Now, as per usual, we're going to start off in the contact section, of course, because I love looking at painted minis. Now, and there are also some really good ones in here. So, of course, we have an awesome Flesh Hound, which is a really cool one as well. So, this Demon Hound Vengeance, which is pretty cool, painted mainly by a child as well. A 6-year-old girl has been painting that model, which is a very well painted model as well, especially for a kid. So I'm guessing a lot of guidance went with that, but absolutely brilliant and really cool as well. We have an awesome Inquisitor Greyfax down here as well, which is a very nice sculpt, and the model itself is very nicely painted. We have a pretty cool Foul Blightspawn just up in the corner there from Chaos Space Marines of Nurgle, and they are pretty damn cool and look really cool. And we have a very nice Sigvald done in non-metallic metal as well, which is always a really cool feat for somebody to do, which is always looks very nice, and if you've got the talent to do it, definitely worth doing. So yeah, really good stuff on there. On to the next page, we have some more awesome painted minis, of course, as well. So we have some pretty cool conversions for Inquisitorial Warband, including some Death Cult Assassin, Inquisitor Sebastian von Dernbach, and some other bits and pieces. So we have a Yokero Pygmaeus, a chimp, essentially, like an orangutan. Pretty cool added to it as well. Then we have an awesome Jakob Bugmason, the Christmas model from a couple of years ago, should I say, from the good old Hadron Overlords, which is a really cool model. And we have some awesome Venari Uralan Warriors as well, which is Woodens, which are pretty cool, and some pretty cool Space Marines down at the bottom. And then going on to the next page, though, they have given a bit of a good spread, really, to a Warhammer club based in Thailand, which their dioramas and minis are fantastic. They're very well painted, super cool artwork, a lot of effort gone into these. I must admit, this is more artwork than I've seen in a long time on such a grand scale, and pretty damn cool. The good old Archeon versus Nagash is pretty damn cool. That diorama is a fantastic mini. The way it's done, super cool. Looks like there's a lot going on with it as well. Yeah, really good stuff. You can't complain when seeing stuff like this. It's just, you know, stuff to aim for. Really cool, and yeah, damn good as well. Moving into the 41st millennium, we have our Tale of 4 Warlords. Now, this is meant to be one of the, pretty much the final of the Tale of 4 Warlords that we want to do. So this is Necrons, Space Marines, Sisters of Battle, and Orcs. This looks really cool as well. So we have some Sons of Medusa, which, of course, if you've been following my good old Imperium video, that is the faction I'm painting. Not quite to the person who's painting these. I've gone for a darker look to them, a bit more black involved in there, and a few more of the shades. They have a Librarian in the Phobos armour as well. Some good old, pretty damn cool units. And we have the entirety of their Crusade cards as well, just down here, and all the units that they're using, including the servo turrets, which we get with Imperium magazine later on as well, which is going to be really cool. And yeah, some really good stuff. They look pretty damn good. They're very nicely done, and yeah, kind of jealous and kind of thinking, should I have done Sons of Medusa in the first place? Anyway, onto the Necrons, and this Focht dynasty is really cool. So we have a Silent King in here, we have Unrix, Indestructible Lord of Stars, Breaker of the Beings Below, Extinguisher of Injudicious Faith. Ugh, what a mouthful. And an absolute host of weapons. Really good stuff. This is a lot going into there, including a Monolith, Void Dragon, Ophidian Destroyers, Locust Heavy Destroyers, Doomstalkers in there. There are Scarab Swarms, there are good old Destroyers with Plasma Sight. There's Immortals, there's loads going into it. There's a lot of units, and very nicely painted as well. That blue shade is really cool, and stands out a hell of a lot as well. It's really nice. So there's a lot going on with that, and it's a pretty damn cool centerpiece for having a Silent King as well involved in that. Then for the good old Sisters of Battle, the Adepta Sororitas, should I say. They are the Order of Argent Shroud, which is a really cool looking unit as well, mostly silver armoured, and very nicely painted as well. They do look really good, they look pretty damn cool, and we are going to be getting some good old Battle Sisters at some point soon in the near future with Imperium Magazine. I'm guessing between issues 40 and 60 off the top of my head. I might be wrong, but there's some really good stuff to look forward to, and we get a glimpse of what we can be able to get, which is going to be really cool. And then last but not least, the Orcs, so which are the Goths. These are really cool. That model is huge, in all honesty. This is a really cool one. My god, it is nuts. So we have a big boy there, with loads of Orcs carrying around on him, including loads of grots, and a lot of heavy metal gone into that as well, which is really cool. But yeah, looks really good and really good stuff. And then we get a kind of a glimpse of the overall view of the army. So the Sons of Medusa, which is a pretty chunky army as well. So we have our Librarian, we have Phobos Armoured Space Marines, we have some snipers, we have our good old Vanguard units, we have tanks, we have an Ironwalker, servo turrets, and much more. Really good stuff. And obviously, if you are painting up a Space Marine army, this is kind of essentially what you could end up with. You can end up with a pretty cool looking Space Marine army in the long run. But Necrons, tons of Necrons. So we have some really cool looking minis here. A lot of blue, a lot of silver, and a lot of talent gone into painting these, which is really cool. An absolutely fantastic army, really. They look cool. They look pretty damn formidable, and a lot has gone into that, which looks, yeah, awesome, absolutely awesome. Then the Order of the Argent Shroud, they look really cool as well. So you have some really cool units here. We have a lot of the Sisters of Battle, and they have some tanks themselves. They have some flying units. They have a bit more of everything. They look fantastic, and they look like they are definitely ready to kick some ass and take some names as well with that. And then we have the Goths, which have a lot of grots to them, absolutely tons of grots, and some very big units in here. So some very big boys, and they look really cool as well. Yeah, a lot of work gone into that, and they look really good. For the effort that goes into it, you would not be painting it in one go. That will take you a long time to go through, and the person who's done that must be feeling very proud of themselves, because that is a monumental effort to get all of that done. So yeah, really good stuff, and really nice to see as well. A bit further on, we move into 40k Killteam. There's a lot going on for Killteam as well after the good old Nachmund update as well, and we get to have a look at kind of ways to paint up Gene Stealer cults, which look really good stuff as well, and some very handy techniques if you are going to do Gene Stealer cults. Definitely worth having a crack at and enjoying yourself with these guys, but they look really good stuff, and of course getting your battle ready and parade ready as well, depending on how high of a detail you want to go for it. A lot going on with them. They look really good. lots of tips, tricks and stuff to learn as well, which is always really good stuff too. Moving into the Age of Sigmar, we have an Ossiarch Bonereapers update, which is always really cool. I do like the Ossiarch Bonereapers, they look really good stuff. So, of course, the Ossiarch Bonereapers, they're based in Shyish, and the Empire itself borders the Prime Inner Lands, which is your main section of Shyish that everybody has learned so far more than anything. We have a good bit of the map area of Empire. There are other sections of Shyish that we don't really know too much about, as well as a lot of the other realms. So this is just a small kind of area that you can kind of brush up your knowledge of if you want to go into the Ossiarch Bonereapers, which are a good looking viable army as well. They look pretty cool, they have a lot to do with them. You got all your landmarks for the area of the good old Ossiarch Empire, whether it is Greedmouth or Plains of Equis or even Gothizar. You know, plenty of different little areas that are all kind of linked together by the Ossiarch Bonereapers, and they look really good stuff as well. We also have Flashpoint Tome Celestial, so there are some slight updates to them. Not a lot going into it, not a lot of updates to their rules, but we have their part of their campaign as well, and kind of an update to their campaign and a few new rules to go with them, depending on what your abilities are and everything like that as well. Having the match play, and it is all about going through that match play, having your territories and being able to take tithe of bones and everything like that as well, and the different ways of going through all your battles as well. So definitely worth having a crack at if you got your Ossiarch Bonereapers. It looks really good stuff, and a page that can be photocopied if you want to as well, only for personal use of course, but you can kind of go through and kind of make it a track of your tithe taking as well. Then you have your rules of engagement section, which is just curated by the Age of Sigmar game developers, and kind of detailing a lot of stuff going on with that. And then we have some pretty cool bits and pieces as well. So Winter Warriors, which looks really good. So this is ways of kind of going for that kind of frozen north theme, the frozen kind of tundra style theme. So you'll be going for winter colours, which are your kind of your blues and greys and blacks and everything like that. And then your kind of contrasting and complementary colours kind of go from blacks, blues, all the way to your reds, depending on how kind of changing you want it to paint it up. But there are some tips of how to paint your scenery, as well as ice style weapons, icicle kind of bases, and much more as well. And then we have some really kind of cool painted armies, so whether it is the Death Rattle Skeletons with a bit of Valhalla snow on the bottom, on the base, and they look like they are actually ready to kind of go into battle on the snow, and kind of in a tundra style area. And then we have more kind of general and stone mage up here as well, which look like they are definitely 110% ready for their snowy battles and for fighting in the cold as well. But that's not all, of course. We have an awesome Mega Gargant up there, which has been, you know, raised up on a base as well, so it's even taller than normal, which makes it look really cool. But the weapon has been converted to make it look like it's carrying a massive shard of ice on there as well. Orcs with good old cold style, ice style weapons, which looks different, looks very different and a bit more unique, and a lot going on with it. Really good stuff, and a kind of a fantastic way of kind of altering your army to make it something slightly different as well. So if you ever fancy trying it, definitely worth a blast and having to play around with and kind of getting it so it just fits right. But really good stuff to see that there as well. Don't forget as well, you have the option to do the hobby bingo if you wish to. I've started mine and I've already done a couple of bits and pieces, so I have got a couple checked off on hobby bingo already going into the year, and this will take a little while. But of course there are some really cool models and kind of ways that you can kind of add to your kind of encourage you to do your hobby, which is the main thing as well. Looks really good stuff. And then the next issue will be on sale the 18th of February, and we'll have some chaos involved in here and some beasts of chaos, which will look really good and could be really good fun. But yeah, that's it from me. and that's it from this magazine. So thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye bye now.